Now, you've probably heard the saying that your network is your net worth. The people that you surround yourself with are a reflection of where you're going and where you're at as well. And so in this video, we're going to talk about how to transform yourself for success, which is all part of the second half of Success Principles. We're on number 25 already, and we're talking about how you can move beyond the basics, which was the previous 24, and really step into your successful self. Now, the basics were really important, and if you managed to go through all of them, you would have realized there were some gaps in the arsenal of skills. And so it's a really good practice to look at the foundational pieces, because sometimes we try to run before we can crawl. And sometimes it might feel a bit condescending to or backwards to kind of go back to those foundational principles. And it might feel like this is really basic, I'm really bored of this. But just think of it more of a recap. And so if you haven't gone through all of those foundational pieces, then go back. You can actually check the titles and see which ones you need to be a bit more, I guess, or fayin, a bit more competent in. Because these are all habits. These principles are essentially habits, ways of changing your behaviors. And all in those changes, you're going to have to implement them, or you're going to choose to implement them in your life if you want a greater level of your version of success. And remember, your version of success is going to be different to anyone else's, because early on you defined what your version of success is. You looked at your different elements of your life and you said, this is what I want my life to look like. And so this is all about transforming yourself to success. And this principle number 25 is all about surrounding yourself with people that are going to help you to get to that level that you want. So sometimes when we are going into our new life or our next level of greatness, we have people around us that are not ready to go there with us as well. And we can't drag them along. They've got to be ready when they're ready. And so some of the conversations that you may be having right now with people in your life may be on the same level of, isn't it awful? Isn't it awful that the weather's really bad? Isn't it terrible that where we're at right now? It's a certain conversation you're having time and time again. If you notice, there's probably a pattern that when you're around certain people in your circle, they're surrounding your circle with words that don't necessarily empower you, but make you feel like we're victims in some regard. Like you tell them something, they go, oh my gosh, that's so terrible. Rather than, wow, what an amazing opportunity you've got now to see what you can do with that. It's a shift, and one of them might seem like, well, that just doesn't sound like it's acknowledging my struggle. And the question to you is, you can acknowledge your struggle, which is okay, but do you want to stay in your struggle? And so there's going to be parts of your network that will allow you to stay in your struggle and will not raise you to a higher calling, so you're not just thinking about staying in your struggle, that you're focusing on opportunity to take some solutions and be solution focused and find ways to move through, over, round the situation you're currently in. So do you have that list of people that are always vying for your greatness, or always encouraging you and always giving you that, I guess, level of let's move up forward, let's go. Or I've got people that be like, where are you going? Come down here, stay with me, sit down and let's watch Game of Thrones, all of the seasons, all week. Now, I've never watched an episode of Game of Thrones, and I've heard it's very, very good. My point isn't to downplay or to downshorten your viewing pleasure, because I love a good movie and I love a good series, like How to Get Away with Murder. Awesome. My point here is, there's got to be a balance, right? There's some people that you are around who are really fun to be around, and they raise you and light you up. And those same people can be the same people that also call you to a higher calling and allow you to make the choice, or you make the choice, to make bigger impact goals, to hit those bigger impact goals. They're not necessarily exclusive. You don't have to have a fun person that doesn't elevate you. Those people can be that one and same person. And so the challenge that if you choose to accept it, it's all about reducing people that are around your energy field that are quite toxic, reducing anyone that's around you that is maybe draining your energy. If you've ever heard of an energy vampire, then that person is a person that when you leave them, you just feel really drained. While as if you've got somebody else's opposite of an energy vampire, maybe a, I don't know what you want to call them, just no, I guess, just awesome, right? You find yourself just motivated, lit up, amazing. But the thing is, yeah, sometimes we're thinking of it's our networks that's helping us do that. There's a difference between relying on somebody to give you energy and relying on somebody to drain you. You have the light and the dark within you. And so you've got to think of it like this as well. If you are joy, always joy, and other people ignite the joy, then that means that you don't necessarily need the people around you to ignite it, but there is an effect because we're all connected and we all are one, that if you do choose to be around people that don't ignite it, then you're making the choice, the conscious choice, to not live in that place of joy. And so the question another question I have for you is, what are you choosing to ignite in your life? What are you choosing to ignite? Because everything's a choice. Everything's a decision that you are choosing. People say, no, I can't decide whether somebody's grouchy or not. But you can choose as to whether you're going to stay in that environment and be around that person. I've been around people that I felt drained by, and I've had to use protection rituals to make sure that my energy wasn't drained as much. Like when I've worked with clients that weren't so aligned with my mission, they wasn't my soulmate clients. I did have to find myself having to protect my energy again and again and again. And then until eventually I realised this is not the way work's supposed to be. I'm not supposed to feel drained and drained and drained. I am choosing to feel buzzing, to feel lit up after sessions, not drained. And so I had to choose that shift, and I had to choose the type of people that I wanted to work with. Because when I chose that for myself, my business changed. I was no longer feeling like I had to have a whole weekend to sleep it off. And so what are you choosing? Because that vision that you have and what you're doing and the people that you're surrounding yourself with, are they in alignment, or are they is there a misalignment there going on? So going back to the success principles, there's certain things that you can do to drop out of the Ain't It Awful club. And so it's all about being selective with who you're choosing. Like, there was a really good book called Belonging by, I'll put the link below, or I'll mention it below, and it talks about how we are always, from childhood, we don't necessarily select our tribe, but we should start looking at who we want in our circle, what our criteria for friendships are, like what type of people we want to be friends with, like our inner circle, maybe in our outer circle, and what that really looks like. Because we get to choose. We get to choose who we are surrounding ourselves with. We get to choose who we want to be surrounded with. I mean, wouldn't it be more beneficial to be by yourself than be with somebody that drains your energy? And if you're thinking, no, I'd rather be with somebody, then there's an issue there with not necessarily wanting to spend your time with yourself. I love spending time with myself. It gives me joy, but I also love spending time with other people that are really on that lit up type mindset. They want to have fun, they want to bring the joy, and they want to focus on what they can do, not what the world is doing to them. And so there's a difference there, right? The other thing is, so the Belonging book is really good because it gives you the step-by-step breakdown of how you can start to really focus on friendships that are going to nourish you and that you're going to be able to nourish that person too. It's a different way of looking at the way we show up as well in our friendship circles. Surround yourself with successful people. So success is different for everybody, right? But sometimes we are around people that are not driven as much as we maybe they're not motivated. So if you want to have the trait of being motivated and feeling very inspired, because only you can motivate yourself. But if you want to feel inspired, then get around inspiring people. If you want to level up to the next level in your finances, get around people that are really rocking their finances. So it doesn't have to be hard. It can be as easy as you choose it to be. It could be literally just going into Facebook groups with people that are on that mindset. The minute you see people that are not connected in that way, or not like, you know, that have that personality trait that you're looking for, then you don't have to necessarily engage with them. Again, it's a choice. So this is all about the transforming yourself for success. This is the next level of the success principles. So do check out the previous videos if you haven't seen them. But this is about doing a little bit of a list of the people that are in your life, and perhaps one of the things you can do is how they're making you feel, scale of 1 to 10, when you think about them, when you are in a circle, and how you can possibly adjust that number by having those conversations with people, or finding ways to spend less time with them. Either way, the choice is yours. Again, thumbs this video up, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. It's always good to have more people in my community. The links for all the other programs offerings I do are below too. If you want to connect with me, you can click one of the links below too. So thank you for watching. This has been Success Principle number 25. I hope that served you.